Hi guys! So I'm probably not supposed to be doing videos, truthfully, but I don't care. I love doing videos. Um, I wanted to make a quick video about what's been going on with me. So, I was in a car accident around 2.5 weeks ago, and it was really sudden and unexpected, and luckily, everybody's okay. Nobody was injured. So I was basically like a Formula One driver. The accident happened, and I got out of my car, and I thought I was gonna be okay. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. And then I started feeling adrenaline rushes, and then I started feeling kind of like heart palpitations, and then I started feeling vertigo. I started feeling really dizzy. So I've been managing symptoms for the past 3 weeks, and to be honest, it's been a really humbling experience because I'm somebody who is always full of energy. So I was always just able to get up, brush it off, and go on like nothing had happened. But with this accident, it was like my body literally went through trauma, so I had to recuperate like a normal human being. And it's been really like frustrating to have to put things on the shelf. I couldn't go to work, and I love going to work. I couldn't keep fundraising for my feature film, and I had already I have a list of 50 people to reach out to, 50 venture capital funds, grants, tech companies, brand placement deals, you name it. I worked so hard to put those lists together, and now I can't, I can barely stare at a screen right now because you have to avoid scrolling time when you're recuperating from a car accident. And yeah, there's just so many things that I really love doing that I kind of took for granted. Like, for example, I really like going to my favorite parks in Los Angeles. I like going to this park I really love called Homely Park in Beverly Hills, and this park in Pasadena where people ride their horses and I can stare at them from far away. So many things that I like doing, just walking to the grocery store and picking out the fruit I want to eat, and a little bit of steak, like those little things that I took for granted, like drinking coffee in my car when I was going down the 405 with music, listening to Chapel Roan on the radio, or just feeling like I wanted to go somewhere and then getting on my car and doing it. For perspective, my car got totaled. Yes, it was a bad accident. I was driving in front of Paramount Studios, and the person in front of me had a power lock in her system, and we were going 40s, and then all of a sudden it was zero. So my car was not able to stop on time. Or I was able to brake, but the momentum didn't allow my car to stop. And yeah, what happened happened. And it was something that it just happened. And like I said, I experienced for the first time what it was like to go to the ER, and they hooked me up to some machines, and they took 5 vials of blood out of me, and they did 7 blood tests on me, and luckily I was fine, but it was very nerve-wracking. It was and then I had to deal with insurance and the premium going up, and the heartbreak of losing my red car, which was with me since the beginning. That red car has been what I used to go on my first TV set as an actress. It was the first car that took me to my apartment. It was the first car that would take me to visit my grandma. It was the car that like took me to my first job. Like it was a car that I did so many firsts with, and then that was gone. Now the question is, did I feel broken? Honestly, yeah, I did. I felt really broken, not because simply because sometimes there's periods in life where you just have to stop, you have to take a pause no matter what. And this was one of them. And I felt very powerless because part of how I cope with things is by moving through them and finding things to do and finding ways to keep busy. And now I couldn't do that. All I had to do was to lay on the couch by myself and to just kind of like be with myself and and it's yeah, it brought up a lot of fears for me. But in terms of what's next, I am excited to say that I have decided that Extreme Woman is going to be featured in the movie Redbird. And I teamed up with an incredible producer. Like she's been working with Sony, with Warner. Me and her, we're gonna get that track to be top notch, and it's gonna be like, my vision is for it to be the heartstring of the movie. I have an incredible cinematographer who I'm gonna shoot the teaser for later this fall for Redbird. And we're hoping that like the combination of like good original songwriting and good kind of like good source material is gonna turn the investors, like it's gonna turn their heads towards us, and it's gonna help us attract name talent to attach to the feature. I had a fan. I didn't really want to talk about it, but I will because it was kind of heartbreaking. I had a fan that was always supporting my journey, and then all of a sudden, like they turned on me, and I think this fan was somebody I know from real life. So I just wanted to say that, like, I'm sorry if you felt that I was condescending. I never intended that. Like, when I put out stuff and I share my journey, it's because I'm happy and I want to share it with you guys. It's not because I feel like I'm better than anyone. Like, I don't know. Personally, I don't think anybody should. Personally, I don't think that what I'm doing is something that hasn't been done before. It isn't such a big deal. Like, for me, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's going to help me out, and it's going to help the people who help me with this feature. But it's not something that hasn't been done before millions of times. It's a no-brainer. Guys, success leaves evidence. Like, if you guys want to go for something, find somebody else who has done that and who has been successful at it, and follow exactly the path that they did, because success leaves evidence. You're gonna find the blueprint, and the successful steps to take are gonna show themselves to you along the way. Like, so whatever it is you want to do, guys, like, don't compare yourself to anyone. Like, if someone's a little ahead of you, you know, maybe you can learn from them. If someone's a little behind from you, like, don't condescend them. Like, maybe they can help you on later on. Like, we're all in this together, guys. Like, there's room for everybody at the top. Like, I've always 100% believed this, that if dreams and success are possible for somebody, they can be possible for me too. And they can be possible for you too. So when I talk about like the things I'm passionate about and the things I'm working towards, it's not condescending. It's not because I've accomplished a lot. It really isn't, because I'm like basically at the beginning of my career. It's because I'm inspired to share positive things with my followers that have helped me in my life. I come from a really good place when I say it. So again, a message to the fan turned hater, like, I'm sorry, but I really don't know what I did to piss you off, and I apologize. And in terms of Redbird being a short film, no, Redbird is a feature film. If Redbird was a short film, I would have filmed it 3 years ago and it would be done. I would be moving on to something else. Redbird is a feature film, that's why, unfortunately, it's taken so long. And the way that I plan to shoot it is that whether I have a shoestring budget or whether I have the budget of my dreams, Redbird is gonna get shot and it's gonna get done, because sure, maybe it's not gonna change the world, sure, I'll give it to you, but it is a queer film it's a woman-centered queer film that fills a gap in the market that isn't necessarily catered to as much as it should be. So there has been market research that has been done, and the research does agree that Redbird is going to bring viewers to the table. That's why I am even daring to move on and show this concept to investors. That's why, like, I wouldn't be on this journey if my mentors and my friends and the research that I've done didn't indicate that, like, Redbird would have some degree of success. But back to what I was saying, like, it's not easy making features. It's not easy producing anything. Like, it isn't easy producing, like, a short. And whether I get a shoestring budget to shoot Redbird or whether I get a decent budget, it's gonna get shot regardless, and it's gonna fill a market niche. And most importantly, what it's gonna do for me is that it's gonna give me a track record as a producer and as an actress. And that's honestly, like, all I want from Redbird. Like, if more comes from that, if, like, more relationships come from that, more credibility with investors comes with that, if more fan engagement comes from that, if the story is able to touch at least one fan out there who says, oh my god, I saw myself in Kaylee, I saw myself in Redbird, like, if it touches somebody in some way, then we've already won. Because it's not just me that's doing this film. I have a group of qualified professionals who also are putting their neck on the line to put this story out there. So no, it's not a short film that I'm doing by myself. I don't know if anybody needed to hear that. It's this producer journey that I'm embarking on, and that had to be put on pause a little bit because of this car crash. But nevertheless, I predict that I'll be ready in like 1 or 2 weeks to go back into the field, and I'm really excited for, like, I basically can't wait to get back to doing what I was doing. I can't wait to take more meetings with filmmakers. I can't wait to take more meetings with investors. I can't wait to meet more producers and actors. Like, I literally just can't wait. And the fact that I get dizzy when I shoot out emails is basically like the biggest frustration of my life at this moment. It's the bane of my existence. But for all you guys that are out there waiting for Redbird and who can't wait for it, I can't wait either. As of now, shoot dates are predicted to start February 2026. It had to get pushed back a little bit because we want to see, like, if we can fundraise more money for it. Because the more money that we fundraise for it, it's not that, like, we're being greedy. It's that in the film world, when you shoot a film without a budget, you can run into a lot of obstacles after you shoot it. And those are post-production costs. Sometimes you need to hire an editor that's, like, better than yourself to make the project. You also need to, like, have money to put it into festivals, because without, like, and for marketing, because if you have a great film and nobody sees it, then what's the point, right? So you have to have money for that. Like, that's a non-negotiable, because a lot of these festivals don't, they're not free. Like, the festivals that are worth it, the festivals that agents and distributors go to, like, those aren't free. And also, you need money. You need a lot of other stuff that, like, something to do with distribution, something I'm not really well versed in yet. But you need money for a lot of steps that come after the film and during it. There's also, like, permits you need to get. There's, like, props, wardrobe, there's lenses. There's so much that you need to make a film that, like, if you are gonna make a film without a budget, like, you damn better be best friends with like a really good editor and a really good DP, or be one yourself, and you better like be willing to put in some of like your own money for the marketing. But even then, like, even then you still should fundraise a little bit, like even if it's your own feature film. Like, I have a really good example. Like, one of my friends, like, her name is Michaela Whitman. She and her friend Arthur de la Roche, like, they shot the feature film Clairvoyant for less than $3,000. They did it by themselves. Like, they did it, like, I think in their apartments. They did it, like, over the course of, like, weekends, and whenever they were free, they would shoot it. And then they took it to, they actually were able to sell it in Cannes. And the film was called Clairvoyant. And it basically just stars Michaela Whitman. And she did it because, like, she's an actress, and she was like, I'm not gonna be like waiting around for roles. So she went ahead and she made her own feature. And she sold it at Cannes. And she got like a lot of articles published, and she just kept going. Like, her having done that, like, maybe like Clairvoyant wasn't like the best film in the world, although I really liked it. To me, it was one of the best films I've ever seen done at that budget. It was just a good film. Credit where credit is due. But like, I don't know if that gave her permission or that gave other people permission to trust her more. So then Michaela now, like, she started a production company with her friend Arthur, and like, they actually have real relationships with investors now. So, and you could have said like, oh, how did that start? And maybe that started just because she decided that she was going to film her own feature film on weekends. Like, maybe that's what it was. And I think it was. So that's what Redbird is going to be for me, basically. Like, if I learned anything in this life, in all the years I've been living in this life, it's that if you want to go for something, like, you can't like go for something that's similar, you know? Like, if you want to go eat a steak, you can't go eat a pair of eggs. You can't go eat like a pineapple. You have to go and buy a steak. And maybe it's not going to be a ribeye. Maybe it'll be like a chuck, what do they call it? The chuck steak? Maybe it'll be something more like scrappy like that, like ground beef. But that's still 100 times better than like not going directly for what it is that you want. Like, if you want to go directly for something, you have to run towards it, because nobody's going to give it to you. And eventually, with the passing of time, pretty soon, like, you get married, or you get like into debt because you had a big wedding, or you have a baby and you have to pay the hospital bills, or you break your leg, or God forbid something else happens. Like little by little, like, if you don't run towards your dreams can run away from you. You know, it's like water almost. So that's my blurb, guys. Love you guys, and run towards whatever it is you want to run towards. All right, bye.